Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop chasing, everything starts coming to you? Why is it that the second you walk away, they suddenly start doubting their decision? Why is it that when you were there, when you gave them everything, when you answered every text, and when you dropped everything for them, they acted like they couldn't care less? But the moment you pull back, the moment you go silent, suddenly they start watching, wondering, and doubting. What if I told you that the most powerful move you could ever make is simply walking away? Most men get it wrong. They think that if they just explain themselves, prove how much they care, or try a little harder, she'll come back. But here's the reality. The moment you start proving your worth to someone who has already decided to leave, you've already lost. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about playing games. This is about mastering yourself. Because the truth is, when a woman walks away, when she says she's done, she already believes she's making the right decision. And the only thing that will ever make her question it is silence. Think about it. If she leaves and you chase her, what does that tell her? That she made the right choice, that you need her more than she needs you. But if she leaves and you don't react, if you vanish, if you don't even flinch, that's when doubt starts to creep in. The man who is unshaken by rejection, the man who refuses to convince anyone of his worth, that's the man who stays in her mind forever. While you're watching this, someone out there is wondering why she can't stop thinking about the one man who never chased her, the one man who let her walk away without hesitation. And that's what I'm going to show you today. How to turn pain into power, how to shift the dynamic completely, how to make her question everything she thought she knew about you, all by walking away. This is the Stoic power move. This is the secret that most men will never understand. And by the end of this, you won't just understand it, you will become it. If you're done being at the mercy of someone else's choices, if you're ready to take back control, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am the prize. Now let's begin. Number 1, the illusion of control. The biggest mistake men make when a woman pulls away is believing they can change her mind. They think that if they just say the right thing, if they just explain their side, if they just prove how much they love her, she'll snap out of it and come running back. But no. That's an illusion, a trap. The moment you try to control someone else's emotions, you've already lost control of your own. The moment you start proving your worth to someone who has already made the decision to leave, you're reinforcing one brutal truth. She was right to walk away. Why? Because neediness repels. Desperation is unattractive. And the second she senses that you're waiting, that you're still hoping, that you're emotionally invested in a decision she has already made, she feels justified in her choice. But what happens when you don't react? What happens when she expects you to chase and you disappear instead? What happens when she thinks she's breaking you and you remain completely unfazed? Doubt creeps in. Suddenly she has to ask herself, did I really mean as much to him as I thought? Why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he fighting for me? You see, when someone expects you to break down and you don't, it forces them to reevaluate everything. And that's the first step to making them doubt their decision. The illusion of control shatters the moment you realize you never had control over her feelings to begin with. But you've always had control over something far more powerful, your response. And that's why the first rule of the Stoic power move is this: never try to change her mind. Change your own mindset. If you're done chasing someone who's already walked away, if you're ready to reclaim your power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I release what I cannot control. Number 2, silence speaks louder than words. There's one thing people can't stand: avoidance. When you argue, when you beg, when you send long messages trying to explain yourself, you're giving them something to push against. You're giving them closure. You're telling them, yes, I'm still here. Yes, I still care. Yes, I still want this. But when you go silent, when you vanish, when you give them nothing, that's when the real pain begins. See, the mind hates unanswered questions. It despises unfinished stories. And when you suddenly stop reacting, when you remove yourself without a word, it forces them to sit with the one thing they never expected: uncertainty. Silence is power because it creates a vacuum. It forces them to start asking questions. What happened? Why did he stop caring? Was I wrong? Here's the brutal truth. The second you stop feeding her ego, the second you remove your presence, the second she realizes you are not waiting for her, that's when she starts thinking about you more than ever. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. It's self-control. And the man who can walk away without a word, without a second thought, without needing closure, that's the man who stays on her mind forever. Because now, she's the one dealing with uncertainty. Now she's the one stuck with the silence. If you're done explaining yourself, if you're ready to let silence do the work, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks for me. Number 3, the law of scarcity. What's the value of air? You don't think about it. It's always there. It's unlimited. It's abundant. But what happens when you start drowning, when air is suddenly scarce? You would do anything for just one more breath. This is exactly how human psychology works. Anything that is always available loses its value. And the harsh truth is, if she walked away, it's because she believed you were too available, too easy, too predictable. But when you remove yourself from the equation, everything changes, because now you're not there. Now your attention isn't a given. Now she doesn't know what you're doing, who you're with, or if you even care anymore. And that's when the mind starts to panic. Did I make the wrong choice? Why isn't he reaching out? Has he already moved on? See, most men make the mistake of proving they're still an option. They post things to get a reaction. They send a casual text. They accidentally like an old photo just to remind her they exist. Nope, that's weakness. That's a desperate attempt to maintain availability, and availability kills attraction. The second she feels like she's losing access to you, that's when her emotions start working against her. That's when your value skyrockets. This is the law of scarcity. If you're always available, you will always be taken for granted. But the second you pull away, the second you disappear without explanation, the second she realizes she no longer has access to your time, your energy, or your presence, that's the second you become rare. And what is rare is always desired. If you're done giving unlimited access to someone who took you for granted, if you're ready to become scarce, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am not easily replaced. Number 4, detachment is freedom. What controls you? Your emotions or your discipline? Most men are ruled by their emotions. They feel pain and they react. They get rejected and they chase. They feel loss and they beg to get back what they've already lost. But a man who has mastered himself, a man who understands the power of detachment, that man is unstoppable. Because here's the truth. The less you need, the stronger you become. Neediness is weakness. And the moment a woman realizes you need her, the moment she senses that your happiness, your confidence, and your identity are tied to her presence, she loses respect for you. But when you detach, when you let go, not just in words, but in action, when you show, without saying a single thing, that you are perfectly fine on your own, that's when you reclaim your power. Stoicism teaches one core principle: control what you can, accept what you can't. You cannot control her feelings. You cannot control her choices. You cannot control whether she regrets leaving or never looks back. But you can control yourself. And when you do, when you stop being emotionally reactive, when you stop seeking validation, when you stop caring about things you can't control, you become free. And here's the paradox. The moment you no longer need her is the moment she starts wanting you. If you're ready to let go of attachment, if you're ready to reclaim your strength, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I need nothing. I choose everything. Number 5, the mirror effect. People reflect back what you show them. Confidence or insecurity, strength or desperation, power or weakness. If you act like she was the best thing that ever happened to you, if you beg, if you linger in her shadow, if you show that her leaving broke you, she will believe it was the right decision. But if you do the opposite, if you act like nothing happened, if you remain calm, focused, unbothered, if you show zero weakness, she will start to question everything. This is the mirror effect. When you show desperation, you become disposable. When you show indifference, you become irresistible. Because now she's the one wondering. Now she's the one feeling the distance. Now she's the one thinking, wait, was he never that into me? Did I misread everything? Did I just lose a man who didn't even need me? See, we only chase what we fear losing. And when a man doesn't chase at all, when he walks away with quiet confidence, when he doesn't even try to make her regret it because he's too focused on himself, that's when the regret starts creeping in. This is why detachment is key. This is why emotional control is everything. If you want her to doubt her decision, don't tell her, show her. Not through words, not through anger, not through petty mind games, but through your complete and total indifference. If you're done giving away your power, if you're ready to let your presence or your absence speak for itself, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I reflect strength, not weakness. Number 6, leveling up in silence. Do you know what's more powerful than words? Results. Most men make the mistake of trying to prove something immediately after a breakup. They post about how great they're doing, how unbothered they are. They force smiles in pictures, hoping she'll see. Nope, that's weak, that's transparent, that's still reactive. A man who is truly unshaken doesn't need to announce anything. He just moves forward. He levels up in silence, and one day, she looks back, and suddenly, she doesn't recognize you anymore. Because now you're sharper, stronger, more disciplined, more successful, and it hits her. You were never broken. You were just evolving. And here's the part that stings the most. She wasn't part of that evolution. The biggest mistake you can make after she leaves is staying the same. Still waiting, still checking her social media, still replaying old memories in your head. You level up. You get in the best shape of your life. You focus on your money, your skills, your mindset. You build the life you were too distracted to build when you were chasing her. And the best part, you do it in complete silence. No announcements, no explanations, no proving anything to anyone. Because one day, she's going to look back. And when she does, she won't find the man she left. She'll find the man she lost. If you're done staying stagnant, if you're ready to evolve in silence, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I build in silence. 7, the weight of regret. Regret is a slow burn. It doesn't hit immediately. It doesn't happen the moment she walks away. At first, she feels confident, so certain she made the right choice. But time has a way of revealing the truth. At first, she enjoys the space. She thinks she's moving on. But then, the silence stretches. You're not reaching out. You're not chasing. You're not watching her stories, liking her posts, or leaving any trace of your presence. And suddenly, a thought creeps in. Did I make a mistake? At first, she'll fight it. She'll tell herself it was the right decision. She'll convince herself she's happy. But deep down, something feels off. See, regret doesn't come from seeing you suffer without her. That only validates her choice. Regret comes when she sees you thriving without her. She expects you to stay the same. She expects you to be waiting. She expects to still have control over your emotions. But the day she realizes she was just a chapter in your book, not the whole story, the day she sees you've built a life so good that you don't even think about her anymore, that's when the weight of regret crushes her. Because now, she doesn't just miss who you were. She misses who you've become. And she wasn't there to witness the transformation. That's when she starts doubting. That's when she starts questioning. That's when she starts wondering if she misjudged everything. And by the time she realizes it, it's too late. If you're done being someone's regret, if you're ready to become the one who got away, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. She lost me. I didn't lose her. 8, the art of indifference. What's the one thing that destroys power in any relationship? Emotional dependence. Most men operate from a place of reaction. If she ignores them, they get anxious. If she pulls away, they panic. If she leaves, they break down. But a man who has mastered indifference, that man is untouchable. See, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Hate still requires energy. It means you still care. But when you reach a point where you genuinely don't care, that's when you hold all the power. Because now she can't affect you. She can't trigger you. She can't control you. And nothing is more unsettling than someone who simply doesn't care anymore. That's when she starts noticing. That's when she starts feeling the void. That's when she starts doubting herself. Because now she's the one waiting for your reaction. And when you don't give her one, when she sees that nothing she does can shake you, that's when she realizes she never had power over you at all. Indifference is the ultimate weapon. It's not about pretending not to care. It's about reaching a level where you truly don't. Not because you're bitter, not because you're hurt, but because you've outgrown the situation. If you're done being reactive, if you're ready to master indifference, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Nothing controls me. Number 9, the return of power. Power isn't taken, it's given away. Every time you begged, every time you explained yourself, every time you replayed the memories, stalked her socials, or hoped for a second chance, you handed her your power. But now, you take it back. Because here's the truth. She never had control over you. You just let her believe she did. And the moment you truly walk away, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you shift everything. Now the dynamic changes. Now she feels your absence. Now she starts wondering why you haven't come back. And suddenly the power is no longer in her hands. It's in yours. Not because you're playing games, not because you're manipulating her emotions, but because you've evolved past the need for her validation. And nothing is more powerful than a man who does not seek approval. Now you choose. Now you dictate the pace. Now you are no longer an option. You are the exception. And whether she realizes what she lost or not, it doesn't matter. Because the moment you return to yourself, the moment you stop looking back, the moment you truly own who you are, you win. If you're done giving your power away, if you're ready to step into your full strength, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I reclaim my power. Number 10. The unshakable man. There's a version of you that no longer seeks, no longer chases, no longer waits for validation. A version of you that stands firm, unshaken, unstoppable, and untouchable. This is the unshakable man. He doesn't beg. He doesn't plead. He doesn't try to prove his worth because his worth is self-evident. He doesn't need closure. He doesn't need explanations. He doesn't care who stays or who leaves because his life is already full. And that's the man she will never forget. Not because he played mind games, not because he manipulated emotions, but because he did what most men are too weak to do. He walked away and never looked back. The truth is, most people only value what they can't have. And when you become a man who is so complete within himself that no one's presence or absence can shake him, that's when you become the one who got away. Not because you wanted to be, but because you became too powerful to ignore. This is the final step, the last transformation, the point where you realize you were never abandoned. You were set free. Now the choice is yours. Will you be the man she forgets? Or will you be the man she remembers forever? Are ready to become unshakable? If you're ready to stand in your full power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am unbreakable. Now you know the truth. Walking away isn't weakness. It's the ultimate power move. Not because it's about her, not because it's about revenge, but because it's about you. Most men stay stuck. They waste years waiting for someone who has already left. They beg, they plead, they lower their value, trying to prove something to someone who has already moved on. But the rare man, the man who is truly unshakable, he doesn't wait. He doesn't chase. He doesn't need closure because he is the closure. And that's why she doubts. That's why she wonders. That's why when it's all said and done, he's the one who haunts her mind. So now the only question that remains is, are you going to be the man who waits or the man who walks? If you're ready to step into your power, if you're done chasing, and if you're ready to live life on your terms, Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose myself, because at the end of the day, that's the only choice that ever mattered.